Speak Up has developed quite a collection of audio recordings over the years, but it is nothing when compared with the Sound Archive in the British Library in London. This contains 3.5 million recordings. The library's head of sound and vision, Richard Ramft, explains.
Well, of course, besides preserving sounds of today, we're preserving the sounds of the past. Now, some of these sounds are no longer with us. They are really, truly extinct sounds, and perhaps one of the most poignant is not a sound from Britain at all. It's a recording of a bird from Hawaii. It's a kind of honey-eater called the o-o-a-a in Hawaiian, and in 1983, this recording was made of this individual bird. This is a male bird singing for his mate to hear. Now, she had died. The biologists were studying this very, very rare bird. There were only few individuals left, and they knew that when this bird was singing in 1983, there were no other birds of its own kind to hear it. So it's rather sad. It's singing on its own, and that bird died a few years later, and that bird's extinct. So there's no possibility ever of hearing this sound in the wild ever again. This next recording is a really fascinating one. It's from a set of language learning records issued by the Linguaphone record company, teaching people how to speak English or how to improve their English. And this was really in the category of how to improve your English. So we have this speaker here talking about the process of a gentleman, perhaps in London, going down to the local tobacconist shop to buy his regular quota of tobacco. In those days, you would buy it over the counter in a little pouch and actually specify the amount you want that you would put in your pipe to smoke. So here is the speaker talking in this pretend scenario of going to buy tobacco. But the great thing is this speaker happens to be a very, very famous author, J.R.R. Tolkien, who went on to write Lord of the Rings. Now, he was very, very interested in language. He actually studied language at university, so he was actually the right kind of person to be introducing this language teaching record. But of course, he's far more famous for The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings and these other books, which of course been made into very famous films recently.
Lesson 20. The 20th lesson. At the tobacconist. If anybody were to ask me which shop windows I found the most interesting in London, I should find it very hard to answer. My wife, I know, would be all in favour of the drapers, the milliners, and the jewellers. My eldest son would be all for the sports shops with their golf clubs, tennis rackets, cricket bats, and football. The children would vote for the toy shops. And I must confess to a weakness for the tobacconist's window. Not that I smoke a lot, but there's something fascinating about seeing the neat little piles of different-coloured tobaccos, the beautifully polished briar pipes, the attractive boxes of cigars and cigarettes. If you smoke a pipe, you have the choice of dozens of excellent brands of pipe tobacco. If you are fond of cigars, then you can get them at any price you care to pay. And if you prefer cigarettes, then you may have Virginian, Turkish, or Egyptian, whichever you like. Virginian cigarettes are, of course, those made of American tobacco. Matches are good and cheap, and you'll find all kinds of articles for smokers, such as tobacco pouches, cigar and cigarette cases and holders, lighters, and so on, in every tobacconist's window. Many tobacconists, especially in the suburbs, are at the same time newsagents, stationers and booksellers, so that you can also buy books, magazines, newspapers, picture postcards and other stationery, notepaper, envelopes, and so on.
You recommend me some pipe tobacco?
Certainly, sir. Mild, medium, or full strength?
Oh, medium, please.
I have a very good mixture of my own. Would you care to try it?
How much is it?
It's £1 an ounce, sir, and very cheap at the price. I just keep it for my regular customers.
Well, give me 2 ounces, please.
Have you a pouch, sir, or shall I pack it up?
Put 1 ounce in the pouch and pack the other. Thank you.
Anything further, sir?
Yes, let me have a box of 50 cigarettes.
Virginian or Turkish, sir?
Turkish, please.
Now, this is a very good cigarette, sir. I think you'll like it. 6 shillings for 50.
All right, give me 50. And let me have some matches, too.
Yes, sir. 1 box?
Yes, 1 box. How much is that altogether?
Let me see. That's 2 shillings, 8 shillings, 8 and a penny in all, sir. Thank you, sir. Good morning.